Hey, Coach Renee here, 8 months post-surgery on the medial femoral condyle of my left knee. I had a microfracture done there to address a cartilage defect and also had a piece of my meniscus removed. And I'm coming to you today, hopefully with some parkour, which is what I mentioned I would be coming back with in my previous video, but it has been some time. That was like mid 5 months, and now here I am at 8 months post-surgery. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, obviously the weather has been trash. I also had to wait until I felt like I could do enough parkour to make this sort of video interesting. And just to be real with y'all, I haven't been super motivated to do this sort of thing. So hopefully there is someone out there like me who needs this, who's an athlete recovering from this procedure and feels like they need something to follow to give them some hope, because when you look up microfracture online, you either find one of two things. Either you find an athlete who is like a year post-surgery, they're recovered and they're doing okay, or you find some videos talking about why microfracture doesn't even work.
Talk about microfractures and why they work, why they don't work.
You might be asking yourself why I am not recording this in my gym. And there are two good reasons for that. Reason number one is I have been in that gym for almost 10 years now, day in and day out, and it's very predictable. So I wanted to make sure I was doing parkour outside to kind of get that sort of live sport feel of something just a little bit less predictable. The second reason is because there's just too much to do in the gym, and I feel like that would start to weigh on me a bit. So if I decided I was going to film a parkour video at this stage, and I gave myself the opportunity to do as many things as I could do in the gym, I don't know if that video would end. So what you're gonna get today is I am going to go up on a covered spot that is actually really close to my house. It's a new spot that I haven't been able to train at yet, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through my process a bit, because some of the most difficult things right now are actually more mental. So there's actually quite a bit I can do with my leg, but getting over the fear of, not wanting to re-injure myself and just, telling myself I can still do things is a bigger part of the battle. So I'm gonna be taking things real slow. Hopefully I managed to do some cool stuff. Let's get into it. Trash. Okay. Just getting warmed up here, and I realized that some of the exercises I'm doing for my warm-up are jumping exercises that I didn't include in my last video where I did a bunch of weight training. I'm still doing a lot of weight training. The main difference is that I'm just increasing the weights, repetitions, the volume, all that good stuff. So right now I'm doing A skips, 2-foot hops, single leg hops, running A's, and some light bounding. And these are all things that I gradually put into my training program over the last couple months. It's kind of fun. I feel like I kind of cheated. Originally, I was thinking that challenge would go from here, and then I realized I could put my feet further. So I'm gonna try that again from here. Is that okay? Okay. I feel like I'm gonna slip on that. It's super dusty in here. That end, I don't really trust my ability to bounce back out of things as much. It's not even like a big tic tac. Come on. Yeah. So that was pretty easy. Then what? I'm gonna try to do the same tic tac on my left leg now. Oh, why is it easier in this direction? Kind of touched it with my hand on that one. I'm gonna try not to do that. Do it again. There we go. Okay, I gotta just I feel like I'm just jumping off my right leg and then just getting a little bit of. All right, so this is the challenge I really feel like I came here to do today. So I'm gonna start with just a tack to cat play with that a bit, and then see about doing a two-step over to more of like a hip catch. All right, I'm gonna cut it there with that version of the line and start working on the two-step. I don't think this is happening today. It's definitely a thing, but it's like me feeling at 100% sort of thing. Whereas like right now, this feels like my limit in terms of how much speed I feel confident putting into the run up, how much pop I can get off the leg, and you know, whether or not I can handle any sort of bail scenarios. I mean, there's not a lot of ways to bail. Like the only thing I can think of is I feel like, you know, a foot could slip off of here, off this narrow thing, but I'm going at it so cautiously that's probably not going to happen, but that's also why I don't think I'm getting enough height to get the challenge. So I am going to try to take a look at this running pre now. This will probably be the last thing I do today if I do it. Two challenges that I'm gonna walk away from today. I haven't been doing like any running jumps, so you know it's kind of like wishful thinking that I can just get back in there. It's like camera ran out of battery, so I had to come back home. But that wasn't exactly how I wanted to end the session. I was hoping to end with at least one of those two challenges, so either like the two-step tack or the running pre. So I guess the main thing I'm trying to recover right now is like my mental ability as it relates to parkour. My knee feels okay after that session. That's where the video was supposed to end until, well, come on, I'll tell you about it. So right now I am in the maturation phase of recovery, and I'm going to read a little bit from an article that I'm going to link in the description below. The final phase begins in the range of 4 months to 6 months and can last up to 15 to 18 months post-surgery. It is during this phase that the repair tissue reaches its full maturation. The duration of this phase varies based on several factors, such as lesion size. I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but the lesion that I had, or the cartilage defect that was drawn out, was 10 millimeters to 18 millimeters, which my surgeon tells me is a big one. And location and the specific surgical procedure performed. The patient will gradually return to full premorbid activities as tolerated. Impact loading activities are gradually introduced. A return to athletic activities is determined based on the unique presentation of each patient. A return to competitive athletics has been documented for microfracture with good outcomes often expected. So, what happened after that session is within the next 24 hours, I had more joint effusion than in the previous week. And the Baker's cyst, what is a Baker's cyst? A Baker's cyst is synovial fluid. So synovial fluid is something that is normally a good thing in your joints. It lubricates the joints. Basically, if you did not have synovial fluid, you would have like a dry, scrapey joint. So when you're recovering from surgery, you're gonna have more synovial fluid. And in my case, or in the case of a Baker's cyst, the synovial fluid gets to such a great amount that it starts to leak out the backside of the joint and form like this bubble. And it's kind of firm, not like super hard, but kind of like firm, like if you feel like a muscle, that's sort of what it feels like. And after this session that I did, my Baker's cyst got to the point where it was something that I was really feeling like it was bothering my movement. So again, it wasn't really painful, it's just that you have this thing kind of blocking you from like flexing your knee, and then it feels like it stretches or moves around as you straighten your knee. So was that extra joint effusion from that session, or are there some other things contributing to it? Well, I'm gonna take a look at my journal and we'll see exactly where I went wrong. That session was on January 8th. And I'm looking back and I found that the last day that I had taken a complete break of any leg stuff was December 28th. So I have like 11 days of no rest. And to quickly kind of go through the type of things I was doing. So on the 28th, I did a lower body workout that consisted of lifting as well as some hop drills. And then the next day I did a bike tempo workout. Day after that, I did an upper body workout, but I started that workout with some hopping drills. The next day, lower body workout again. The day after that, I did a little bit of parkour, nothing like that I felt was too strenuous, but still. The day after that, I did a running workout. So I'm running for 3 minutes, walking for 2, and doing like 4 sets of that. And these aren't like super crazy or like big effort things or anything that's introducing like too much load at once, but when you compound day after day, it's probably was not the best thing for me to be doing. The day after that, again, lower body workout. The day after that, bike workout. The day after that, I was supposed to take a break, but I ended up doing a bunch of Kong precisions with the youth team at the gym. The day after that, lower body workout. Day after that, run 3-minute, walk 2-minute workout, and then a bike ride. And then the day after that is when I did the parkour session. And on top of all of that training, I'm also still coaching almost every day. I'm demoing as much as I can in every single class. So was it the session and all those running precision unnecessary drops that I took, or was it all of the training that I was doing? Probably a little bit of both. I gave myself about 48 hours rest after that session, and I tried to continue with another week of training, and I didn't get past the first day. So I went in on, it would have been the Tuesday, so I took Sunday and Monday off, went in on the Tuesday to do a workout, kind of got through it, but I just felt that Baker's cyst kind of impeding a lot of my movement. And so I finally just threw in the towel and figured I would take about a week and a half off. And then I got an MRI. Not necessarily because of this sort of relapse, but I was planning on getting an MRI around the 8 to 9 month mark anyways. And so I figured it would be better to get one sooner than later. So I ordered a private MRI, which cost me $900. I can't say whether or not it was worth it. When I got the results back, it doesn't appear that there has been any new tearing or that there is still a lesion in the affected area. It just basically confirms that I still have moderate joint effusion. And I'll be showing the MRI results to my surgeon next week. And I don't know whether or not he's gonna be able to shed light on anything or if he's just gonna tell me that I wasted my money. I was kind of hoping to have like 2 side-by-side images, one that showed like cartilage in my knee where you can clearly see that there is something missing or like a clear point, and then another image that showed that point filled in. But I don't think that's what my surgeon is gonna be able to do for me. So right now my knee is looking a lot better. A lot of that effusion was reabsorbed into my body, and I have returned to training. And now what I'm trying to do is just take more time in between my sessions and maybe dial things back a bit and gradually reintroduce
some of the jumping drills I was doing. So I'm only allowing myself really to do 3 or 4 days a week where I am either doing lifting, hopping exercises, or trying to introduce some kind of running or getting on a bike. I really wish I could do all of these things more, especially cardiovascular exercise, because normally that's something I do on an off day, but because it's hard to find cardiovascular activities that don't use your legs, I have to put those on the back burner for now. And I just want to finish up by saying I don't really know if my knee is going to have a 100% recovery. That is still the plan. I'm still planning on getting back to full parkour activities that I was doing pre-injury, but I don't really know, given the size of the defect that I had, if that is going to be possible for me. But I still haven't given up, and one of the things that I am going to be introducing next are injection therapies. This is something that I wasn't sure of whether or not I was going to subject myself to, because I kind of wanted to see how good my body could get on its own. But I have already met with another doctor, and we are going to be exploring some different injection therapies, which I will be doing a video on next. So that's all the information I have for you today. Please hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment. It helps this video get shared around, and I will see you next time.